My name is Rob Chilton, and today's video is the first in a three-part series about developing healthy practice habits specific to learning a musical instrument. So let's get started. So here's the thing. There are basically two types of activities that we can enjoy while growing up: non-skilled activities and skill-based activities. Non-skilled activities include activities such as texting, surfing social media, or watching endless hours of TV. These activities do not require skill and therefore can be enjoyed without prior experience. Skill-based activities such as playing a musical instrument or competitive sports require practice. As you practice, you gain experience. Then, experience turns into skill, and skill results in long-term enjoyment. Here's the thing. Although non-skilled activities may provide us with momentary fun, they don't provide us with very much opportunity for personal education or growth. Skill-based activities, on the other hand, teach accountability, coordination, determination, and work ethic, all of which are skills that adults need every day to lead happy and productive lives. Skill-based activities also provide us with greater levels of satisfaction and fun when pursued over a long period of time. Now, let me repeat that last sentence again. Skill-based activities provide us with greater levels of satisfaction and fun when pursued over long periods of time. This is called delayed gratification. So to define it simply, the word delayed means later, and the word gratification means fun. So delayed gratification can be defined as fun that comes later after a period of work. Therefore, in order to have fun with skill-based activities such as learning to play a musical instrument, you need to practice now so you can have fun later. So now that we've established that playing a musical instrument is a skill-based activity and that skill-based activities require practice now in order to have fun later, let's talk about why we practice. We practice to gain experience because experience turns into skill. Only after you've achieved enough experience will you enjoy the fun that is a result of your hard work and practice. Truthfully, you can't enjoy playing a musical instrument without practice and experience. I mean, think about it. If we handed a random person on the street with no prior musical experience a trumpet, how much fun do you think they would have playing that instrument? Not very much, right? And that's because they don't understand what to do with that trumpet. They need basic instruction and time to practice before they can enjoy the trumpet to its full potential. So assuming that you're receiving basic instruction through your school's music program or private lessons, it's your job as the aspiring musician to practice and gain experience in order to fully enjoy the benefits of playing your instrument. So now that we've established the importance of practicing in order to gain experience so that you can eventually enjoy the benefits of instrumental music, the next question is, how often should you practice? Well, the answer to that question is pretty simple. Ask yourself, how good do you want to be on your instrument? The more you practice, the more experience you gain, and the more skill that you'll eventually enjoy. Here's the thing, though. Answering the question, how often should you practice, with the answer of,
well, the more you practice, the better you'll be,
isn't all that concrete of an answer and isn't really easy to understand. So, I've been playing music now for 30 years. I played oboe professionally for 10 years, taught private oboe lessons for 15 years, and have taught middle school band for 15 years. And over that time, I've developed a concrete system to help my students and their parents understand the amount of practice necessary to enjoy playing their instrument. I call it the weekly practice XP chart. So here's how it works. You take the number of days you practice and subtract the number of days that you didn't practice. The result is your number of experience points, or XP, for the week. The more XP you have, the more skill you'll develop over time and the more you'll enjoy your instrument. So if you practice 7 days a week, that means that you are taking 0 days off from practicing. So you'll earn 7 XP a week. If you practice 6 days a week, that means that you took 1 day off and you'll earn 5 XP a week. If you practice 5 days a week, that means that you took 2 days off and you'll earn 3 XP a week. And if you practice 4 days a week, that means that you took 3 days off and you'll earn 1 XP a week. Now, here's where things get tricky. If you practice only 3 days in a given week, then you are taking 4 days off, which means you are losing 1 XP. Now, let's pause for a moment. You might be wondering, how is it possible to lose XP? Well, that's because skill-based activities, especially in the early stages of learning, require regular practice in order for you to maintain and improve your skill. I mean, you may have noticed this before with other activities that you engage in. For example, I played tennis as a child, and after many years of not playing tennis, I returned to the court recently to play a friendly match with a friend and noticed that my skills had gotten considerably worse. I struggled to serve, and I found myself really out of shape. And here's another example. I used to play guitar almost every day from the ages of 16 to 26. Then I took 10 years off of playing my guitar, and I recently tried to pick it up again for fun and noticed that it was way harder to play. I mean, I was really struggling to get my skill back. So with skill-based activities, when we don't do them, we tend to lose a percentage of our skill. So let's get back to the weekly XP chart. If you only practiced 2 days, then you are skipping 5 days a week, which means you lose 3 XP a week. And if you practice 1 day, then you're skipping 6 days a week, which means you're losing 5 XP. And then finally, if you practice 0 days a week, then you're skipping 7 days, which means that you lose 7 XP a week. So you might be wondering, what's the right amount of practice? Well, I always advised my students to carefully consider their goals and their schedule, and then try to practice between 4 to 7 days a week. I personally believe that between 5 and 6 days a week is the sweet spot, where you can truly develop your skill while maintaining balance in your life. As a professional musician and a music educator, there were definitely times when I practiced 7 days a week, or I encouraged my students to practice 7 days a week when we were preparing for a big performance. But in general, 5 to 6 days a week is the best routine to gain maximum experience and skill without burning out. And if you have a week that is exceptionally busy, make sure to schedule at least 4 practice sessions to make sure that you maintain your skill and avoid frustration that can be caused by losing skill. Now here's the really cool thing. Remember how I said earlier that skill-based activities are delayed gratification? That means that you have to practice now in order to have fun later. Well, the experience that you gain on a weekly basis adds up over time. For example, let's say that player A practices 4 days a week, earning 1 XP per week for an entire year. So there are 52 weeks in a year, so that means that player A will earn 52 XP in a year. Now let's say that player B practices 6 days a week, earning 5 XP per week. In a year, player B will have 260 experience points. Which one of these 2 players do you think is going to be better on their instrument? Player A or player B? Well, more than likely, it's going to be player B with 260 XP. Here's the thing that I wish I had known when I was a kid. I used to wonder why some people were better at their instruments than others, even though they were receiving the same instruction. Although there are other factors to consider, in general, it's not that they're actually better, it's that they've spent more time practicing and earning XP than others. So they're more experienced. The New York Times bestselling author Daniel Coyle writes in his book, The Talent Code, that what most people mistakenly call natural talent is actually just experience. The more XP you have, the better you are at a skill. So in conclusion, we practice to earn experience. The more experience you have, the better you'll be at your instrument. So try to pick a plan between 4 to 7 days a week and stick with it for a long enough period of time, and you'll start to experience lots of success and fun. So stay tuned for part 2 and part 3 of this video series, and we'll dive into topics such as how long should a practice session be? How do we get the most out of our practice sessions? And what do we do when we're having a hard time practicing? If you enjoyed my weekly practice XP chart, click the link in the description below to download your very own color copy for free. You can even print it to post it in your own home or classroom. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content, show your support by liking this video and subscribing to my channel. So that's it. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.